Hello, hello, how's it going, everyone? Back again for another episode, and here I am on top of my trees. And yesterday I was planting a few of these tree saplings. Here you can see I've managed to plant two, it so seems, or maybe three, but it seems like one, two, three. Yeah, so that's three most likely because these haven't grown. And what I'd like to continue doing today is more of the same. More of the same thing. And my strategy for planting these trees is pretty simple, but maybe not entirely the best. I just plant the saplings every second block, and that's how I do it. Not all of them grow into trees, I think, but majority of them do, even if I place them so tightly packed against each other like this. But let's not worry about this right now and simply plant the trees. Then, when there is some time to 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 progress with the growing and we can see how things are going, then I can maybe make some adjustments here and there, but right now it's perfectly fine like it is. So a few more saplings are left, and then I can probably do something else. So let's see what we can do. Here are some dirt blocks, and the last sapling, I'll place it right here. Perfect. We've still got plenty to go through. Like you can see the trees that I have planted in the lake, in the water, in these aquariums over there. I'll also do another floor of trees on top of those, so plenty of trees to go. But now that I've planted a few more trees on the second floor, I'll go and probably plant some over there in the water. For that I'll need some glass panes and a bunch of other stuff. I think some sand and of course saplings, some more saplings since I don't have enough. Have to be kind of careful because yesterday I fell from this, so I lost maybe 7 HP, 5, 6 or 7 HP, something like that. Definitely should be careful. And here is the place that I have climbed up. I'll have to remove all of these. Wow, look at that! The aspen trees that I have planted and harvested for leaves haven't regrown their leaves, even though I thought that's how it works. Let's investigate further. I wanna see what the deal is with those trees over there. But first of all, of course, I have to remove these leaf blocks. I did, and I've got a sapling for my troubles, which is nice. Look at that. So why is that? These trees haven't regrown their leaves. Is it because there is a torch on top of them? Let's try to remove the torches and sometime later go back and check. I think that's a good idea. Oh, that may take some time, a few minutes maybe a minute, because I need to climb up and then climb back down and do this a few times. Oops. But not anymore. Seems like all is well now. I've removed all of the torches. This you may be asking, why did you plant trees like that when it kind of makes not much sense, and that's because these trees are only for harvesting. I use those for leaf harvesting, for just wood, and the ones you see here and over here are forests, like, which I would like to leave intact without too much modifications in terms of reducing the number of trees. So in here I'd like to take some sand blocks if we have any. That's a good question, to be honest. I may not have any, and oh no, that is not great. How is that possible that I'm on a beach and I do not have any sand? Honestly, I'll go take some glass. I need glass for the aquariums in to plant the jungle trees in, and on top of that I'll go dig some sandstone. I don't need much, maybe 25 blocks will be plenty enough. So let's go dig 25 blocks of sandstone, which we will turn into sand, and then probably plant a few more trees. What I want to do is I want the trees to line up with the end of this sandstone pit. So we need maybe, if I had to estimate, honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's maybe 20 trees. Let's say that's 20 trees. So I need 20 saplings. Let's do that. I'll go really quickly, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, get myself some sandstone. We have to begin digging under the stairs because otherwise I would have a hard time digging. But yeah, that's really good. So far so good. Here is my sandstone. I'll dig maybe here. That seems like a good place to dig. Place the sandstone stuff in the hotbar like so. And I'll get 30. I said I wanna get 25, right? I think so. But 30 will be just maybe better. It sounds like a better number somehow. So now I have 18, 12 more on top of that, and we can call it done in terms of collecting the sandstone. Of course, I'm not yet done with today's work. I have some more stuff to do, but seems like I'll have to collect 32 since I can't leave these two blocks undigged, unexcavated. Yep, I guess so. Well, let's go and climb back up the stairs. Maybe I should close the doors. Yeah, that could be a great idea. Yeah, I closed it. Perfect. Oh, now the night has fallen and all the torches that are next to the trees in the water can be seen, providing illumination. I kinda like it. Oh yeah, I remembered. I have a boat. Let's go back to my beach house, grab myself my boat, and sail towards the end of towards the last tree that I have planted in the water. That would be a fantastic idea, because a boat is quite useful when I'm planting or just doing any activities in the water. It provides a mobile platform as well as transportation out of the workplace later on. So honestly, I could even do a scenic route along the trees through the darkness. That may be a pretty cool thing to see. So let's see. I'll quickly get myself through this, squeezed through these trees. Wow, look at that. That is kind of beautiful when you think about it. I like I kinda like how the boat is rather slow but not too slow, so when you're trying to go for a scenic route, it really opens up the views, lets you take in the views more, like real nice. Perfect. Oh, but I just realized one small problem, which is not even a very small problem. And that problem is that I didn't harvest saplings. So I'll have to do it here, standing on my boat as the platform. I said I need 20, but I definitely won't be planting 20 because it takes a very long time. So let me gather 10. I already have 2. Let's try to go for 10. This process sometimes seems like it will take a long time, but usually it's not that bad. It takes only a few minutes unless you get stuck not getting any sapling for a long time, which, as I said, isn't that often. It gets unstuck somehow at some point. So far I've gotten 2. It's been, I don't know, maybe half a minute. Now approaching a minute. Kinda stuck on the 4th sapling. Oh, here's the 5th one. So halfway there. 5 more. And I'm good to go. But I'm ready to make some compromises here. If, for example, it takes really long time, I could just say, okay, that's enough harvesting, like enough gathering the saplings, and I'll stay at 8 or 9. But it's still, the number is still going up. Now I have 7. So I just don't think it's necessary to stop, at least not yet. But I do kind of begin wondering or like thinking that maybe this is taking a bit too long now. Oh, never mind, here's the 8th sapling. 2 more. I wonder if I can do it. Oh, the funniest thing about the sapling gathering is that sometimes you get none in a minute, like half a minute you get none, and then you get 2 in a row, or like you get 2 in 3 blocks harvested, which is really fast. But now I'm at, oh, here it is. I've got all 10 saplings. That's perfect. So the only thing that I need to do is look up at the sky. I can see that we'll have daylight rather soon. Or rather soon. Though it could be a few more minutes. First things first. Obviously I'll have to make some glass windows. So here I've made a stack of them. Now I'll have to dive underwater like so and place the glass panes. This is not the most comfortable process because you have to dive quite deep at this point. The previous trees earlier, they weren't so deep. Like the water was pretty shallow over there, and I didn't have to dive so deeply, and thus it was a bit more comfortable, as well as took less time to build things out, like these aquariums. But the water here is real deep, and I have to constantly keep a look out for my oxygen bar. And yeah, though this is exactly why I said, I estimated that I do need about 20 saplings planted. Oops. But as you can see, just to build out a single aquarium for a single sapling takes so much time that if I wanted to go for 20 saplings at once, it would probably take me multiple days, and I'm not even talking about 2. It's probably 3. It could be 3 days. I'm not going to lie. But let's first off finish this. Now here comes the part where I have to drop in some sand, as I said. And this is why I collected some sand. This is how you do it. I drop sand until there's only one block remaining of space, then place a dirt block on top and finish it up with a sapling, and that's about it. Perfect. Now back up the boat a little and on to the next one. Yeah, this is using quite a lot of glass, honestly. I've used a half a stack of glass windows to build out one sapling, which would mean I'll probably need about 1,000 of glass windows for 10 saplings. That's kind of crazy, unless the water gets more shallow, which so far isn't happening. Oh, now I'm seeing the clay. Now I remembered. You know, I should probably gather some clay and do clay bricks. Definitely so. I should use clay bricks on the tower. Yep, I have to really keep that in mind. I have already so-called discovered clay maybe weeks ago by now, and I haven't done anything with it, even though it's quite abundant. You can see quite a lot of it over there, so there's no problem with finding clay. It's just that I kind of forgot. Definitely would fit into the tower, at least as floor tiles, like clay bricks as a floor would be nice, or maybe clay brick walls would be also real nice. It would be nice either way, I guess. You can think of many things to do with. Oh, that was scary. Got tricked by that. Have a block of air pocket next to the glass windows. You can fall through this if you're not careful. So that's why this aquarium building process is quite difficult, and honestly takes a long time. It's difficult and takes a long time. Okay, these torches, they prevent the tree to have any blocks over it, so it grows over the torch. That's with all of the trees, but I think that's fine. It's not a really big deal. Anyways, so I've got... Oh, I need more glass windows, it seems. Oh no, the speed at which I'm going here is quite slow. I've only planted... what is it? Two saplings? At such a pace, I suppose I could be staying here for quite a while. I still have 8 saplings and the water isn't getting any more shallow, at least not yet. So I could maybe think of some better way of planting. I just realized, by the way, that I don't have to wait for me to descend through the water. I can hold shift button and it just it swims downwards faster. That's real nice. Okay, I'll try it like this. Maybe this is better. Yeah, that's maybe mildly faster, but probably not. Honestly, probably not. Or maybe this is kind of easier to do it like this. Yeah, maybe I should build these out like that. Wow. Honestly, this is not half bad. I do misplace a few, but let's complete it. Let's complete this one, and I think this will be it for today. Nice. Oh, here is one mistake. I'll fix that. And I guess that's about it for today.